Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 6 starts now.
A family and a police department stricken with grief at the shooting death of police officer Lauren Courts.
He was without a doubt a hero. And you're going to hear that over and over and over again because it's important. We spend too much time talking about non-heroes.
As new information emerges, we're hearing from Officer Courts' father, whose footsteps he followed into law enforcement.
Without my son, Detroit is a little worse off.
That sentiment shared tonight by so many who knew Officer Courts and served right beside him.
We have a lot to get to here at 6, beginning with the new information on exactly what happened last night around 7:40 p.m. According to Chief White, Officer Courts and Officer Amanda Hudgens were in the first car to respond to Joy and Marlowe on a 911 call of someone firing indiscriminately. They were immediately ambushed by the gunman who fired from an apartment window into the car, hitting Officer Courts.
Officer Hudgens then risked her own safety trying to render aid to her fallen partner, even though the gunman was still very much a threat. Other officers arrived, one of whom shot and killed the gunman. The entire incident happening within the span of about 2 minutes.
Chief White also confirmed the weapon that killed Officer Courts was a Draco assault rifle purchased within the last 2 weeks. The chief saying it's time for real change.
Yesterday was just simply the worst day of this family's lives, period. I don't have words to make them feel better. I can only tell them that over time, the pain may get a little easier, but I can't guarantee it. The only thing that I can promise you is that we will never forget him, his service to this community, and we will continue to enforce the law in his honor and others like him. But again, we need help. We lock them up, keep them locked up. If you violate the law, there needs to be a penalty for it. I don't see anybody fearing a penalty for it.
Officer Courts was 40 years old, married, and a father of 2 children.
Chief White said Officer Courts served with dignity and integrity at DPD for 5 years. He was also the son of a retired Detroit police officer. That would be Officer Larry Courts, who graciously took time to speak with our Rod Maloney today.
Yeah, Rod joins us live. And Rod, we heard Chief White refer to Officer Larry Courts as a legend in the department.
Yeah, anybody who knew him knows he's a legend, and I'll tell you why. Take a look behind here. This is where the shooting happened last night, starting with the windows, the broken windows upstairs, shooting down on him. Now, Larry Courts spent 32 years in the Detroit Police Department. He got word of his son being shot and met him at Sinai Grace Hospital. And Larry Courts is amazingly calm for a man who watched his son pulled bloody from a police cruiser last night.
He was a 36-year-old rookie.
Officer Lauren Courts worked much of his adult life at Costco, but couldn't resist the pull of police work. His dad, Larry, told us today.
What he told me was something he always wanted to do. He wanted to follow in my footsteps. And I didn't encourage him. I didn't discourage him. But when he decided to do it, I supported him.
In 5 years, Lauren worked his way up to the Dayside Special Operations Unit. With that comes a lot of overtime, which he worked last night. He'd volunteered to stay on after regular hours. He'd recently received a citation for arresting a murder suspect and finding the murder weapon. But Larry says he was more than just a great cop.
A decent fella, simply loved his family and his mom. They had such a special relationship. Very professional, just a good guy.
Larry got to Sinai Grace Hospital last night at the same time his son did, and he saw him brought to the emergency room, wounded. But the veteran officer in him has his emotions on hold.
Right at the present time, I'm not mournful. I'm thankful for him and his service to the city. I'm sure it may take a couple days or so for it all to sink in. But right now I'm trying to concentrate on his kids, my grandkids, the family, my wife.
Now you're looking at the corner where Lauren Courts was worked on by his partner, Amanda Hutchins. Now after she put her life on the line trying to save Lauren, and he was whisked off to the hospital, she picked up the phone and called Larry and told him about his son, and that's how he was able to be so close. In fact, he joined the parade of escort police cars going to Sinai Grace, and he gave all the credit in the world to Officer Hutchins, his son's partner, for her heroism, not only in trying to save his life, but also having the presence of mind to call him. Reporting live on Detroit's West Side, Rod Malone, back to you.
Yeah, absolutely amazing. Rod, we appreciate it.
We heard Chief White say it, that there are no words, just nothing he can say to offer to Officer Court's wife or children to take their pain away.
Right, but there are people dedicated to providing practical help to families of fallen officers. Our Megan Woods is live with a look at the support system that's mobilizing around the Court's family. Megan.
Yeah, Kimberly, Devin, we know that this shooting is very personal for Detroit police officers, but yet there are a little more than 15 of them who volunteered to take the training. They set aside their pain for moments like this to be there for whatever Officer Court's wife and children need, but also whatever their colleagues need.
The camaraderie at this building. Everyone is feeling the loss.
It's times like this where Detroit Public Safety Foundation steps up. Patty Kakula is the executive director and says they have trained police officers who are offering their support.
All of the officers feel it personally, and these 17, 18 officers last night, they were working until 1:30 with the family, with other officers who were very, very disturbed and troubled by all of this.
Then there's the Critical and Fallen Officer Fund, where the foundation will pay up to $500 of the next month's mortgage. And they'll help with other expenses.
And we will help with the repast and the funeral expenses and other things that may come up unexpectedly for the family.
While the foundation is honoring his life by supporting his family, they will also have an event to add his plaque to this wall of fallen officers where everyone can see it at Public Safety Headquarters.
We want to always honor the family for their contribution to this city and to the state and losing their loved one.
The foundation says there's ways you can help too.
You can write a check to Detroit Public Safety Foundation, and in the memo line you can just put Officer Courts in there.
You can also donate online, and the foundation is saying they're already seeing an outpouring of support. We'll have that link to donate on clickondetroit.com. Devin, Kimberly, back to you.
Yeah. All right, Megan.
Well, here's another way you can help. A GoFundMe has been set up to help Courts' family with bills and other expenses. We've posted a link to that on clickondetroit.com. And you can also read a statement from Christine Courts about her late husband, who she describes as a loving family man who was wonderful with their 2 children. We also have an article recapping all the new information given today by Chief White in his afternoon news conference.
Wayne State University is set to take over the Wayne County Medical Examiner's Office. Our Karen Drew has done several stories on the problems at the Wayne County morgue. Today, the Wayne County Commission unanimously approved an agreement to partner in the operation of the county's Office of the Medical Examiner. The agreement anticipates transfer of the oversight of the office from the University of Michigan to Wayne State on October 1st.
So many families struggling to find baby formula, and now some are being ripped off online by scammers. Tonight, consumer investigator Hank Winchester shows you how this played out in a Help Me Hank scam alert.
The search for baby formula, it's still a struggle for many. Stores limiting how much you can buy. Some store shelves remain empty. Now, add on top of all of that, scammers now making their move, trying to get your money.
Justin Polk and his wife Amanda still can't believe it happened to them.
My heart dropped and I was like, we just lost the money.
Like many families right now, they were in desperate search of baby formula. Since the closure of the Abbott plant in western Michigan, it's been a challenge for families all over Metro Detroit and across the country.
We're very fortunate. We have friends in California, Florida, all over the place, Canada, that are looking for us, and it's just been it's been a nightmare.
Justin and his family put out the plea for help and for formula on Facebook and got a response from this person who was out of state. Just pay for the shipping fees and the formula will get to you.
Just a random person. I checked out their profile really quickly. Everything looked normal.
But quickly, Justin realized this was nothing more than an elaborate formula scam.
I couldn't send messages. Their post was removed off of my mom's post. And I couldn't ask for a tracking number. because that's what I was looking for. They were going to send it out that day, and nothing.
The good news in the search for formula is that new products should be making its way into store shelves by mid-July. The bad news is that scams like this one, they're on the rise, which is why you need to protect yourself now more than ever. Make sure you know exactly who you're buying the product from. Try to avoid buying it from a stranger online, and double check everything before you send any money.
Again, we're told some of that new baby formula should be making its way onto store shelves by mid-July, but it is unclear at this point when things in the baby formula world will finally get back to normal. We're here in Detroit. Hank Winchester, help me, Hank. Back to you.
Okay, Hank. Millions of people transitioned to working from home during the pandemic, of course. Well, now a new study shows how much they're saving.
Yeah, so the website PR Pioneer surveyed more than 3,200 people who work from home. The survey found Michigan employees are collectively saving $149 million per month. That's about $126 per person. Nationally, the average was $281 per month. The company says 2/3 of work from home employees prefer working from home to being in the office.